Good morning, everyone. It is March 5th, 2018. I'm Eric. Here I am at Zero Hedge. Sex sells cigarettes, but fear sells government. And that is so true. Remember Edward Bernays doing that whole campaign with the cigarettes and the bitches? Well, now we got a nation full of sick women, right? And men. So, I was supposed to do a live stream with somebody last night, and I emailed them over and over again yesterday, and they never responded, so I'm not sure what his deal was. He makes some really good videos, really smart guy too, but he stood me up, so I didn't make one. Anyway, I'm sure he had his reasons. I'm not going to bust his balls. He might have watched one of my videos and thought, God damn, this motherfucker's crazy. Maybe I shouldn't do a live stream with him. Who knows, right? So, here we are. Reality doesn't give a damn how you feel. A long time ago, I was talking with a woman, and the discussion turned to abortion. I don't remember our exact words, but she said something to the effect that she was viscerally opposed to anything that curtailed women's right to abortions. I do remember her use of the words visceral and viscerally because she used them repeatedly, emphasizing her stance. I asked if the right to control one's body implied the right to control one's mind and the right to control the products of one's body and mind. Should freedom be general, or does it apply only to the specific case of freedom to abort a fetus? I didn't get a response other than one last exclamation that she was viscerally opposed to anything that curtailed women's right to abortions. The dictionary defines visceral as relating to deep inward feeling rather than to the intellect. I was trying to get the woman to define the principle of supporting her assertion and perhaps extend it to other issues. She had a deep inward feeling, that's all. No principle, a product of intellect. It was some years before I realized that visceral was a key to understanding the world. Its definition is not just a definition. It's a description of how people perceive and interpret reality most of the time with their emotions rather than their intellects. That isn't an original insight. It's been around for centuries. Most of my original insights have been around for centuries. Aristotle defined rhetoric's three persuasive appeals as logos, pathos, and ethos: the mind, the emotions, the conscience. The leaders throughout history who incited their followers to storm ramparts, mount invasions, or march on crusades appealed to pathos, emotions, hatred of the enemy, and love of the family, clan, country, or God. The lad only encountered the often grim realities after they'd signed up. Emotional appeals were kicked into high gear with the development of mass market and advertising. The first tenet of marketing copywriting is you sell to emotions, not reason. Reasons come later, after you've emotionally hooked the prospect and he is rationalizing his decision. List a car's many fine features and make bulletproof logical arguments that they're better than anybody else's, and you might sell a few. Show a car in front of a high-class hotel, the owner holding the door for a smoking hot babe. Her breathtaking legs emerge seductively from the car as he takes her hand, and you'll sell a lot more. Naturally, this premise of emotion became part of politics, which has become a pathogen, I call it a pathogen, playpen of intellect, or intellectual infants demanding the world take note of their visceral emotions and respond to them now. The playpen hosts much of the media, especially social media. In education, children can progress from preschool to graduate programs without ever leaving the playpen and without ever leaving childhood. Only by completely isolating oneself can one escape the demands of those who perceive reality through the lens of their oh so precious feelings. I'm going to stop right there for a moment. I live a very isolated life. I don't have any friends. I put all myself into my son and my daughter and my family. I don't fucking care about anything or anyone else's feelings. Now, am I going to get on here in my YouTube videos and try to hurt people's feelings on purpose? No. But what I'm trying to say here is, if you're coming to me with your emotion in my life, I'm going to shut that shit down. I'm going to shut it down, because I don't play by emotions. I barely have any. So, their paramount demand the world acknowledge and kowtow to those unique and special feelings. Primacy of emotion is their privilege, and anyone who questions it is subject to scathing attacks. They are viscerally visceral, or visceral, however you say that shit. Visceral. There's one obvious problem. If everyone's feelings are uniquely special and the object of justifiable self-absorption, who's left to acknowledge and kowtow to everyone else's unique and special feelings? The answer is straight from Animal Farm. Some feelings are more special than others. The feelings on display during CNN's Parkland shooting town hall were extra special. The feelings and thoughts of those who opposed gun control were shouted down. The gun control debate is a phrase much in the media recently. As the town hall, I said ho, probably CNN is probably a town hall, but I digress. As the town hall demonstrated, there's no debate. It's passion for the right side. Uber allies and other side had best just shut up and kowtow. It's not clear what the implicit or else is. Maybe a collective holding of breaths until everyone's blue, but there's no mistaking the snarling anger. The more cowardly captains of corporate America caved. However, there's a much bigger problem with self-centered primacy of emotion. While other people may respond to your emotions, reality doesn't give a damn. A strong desire for food, even if feverishly expressed, won't make a garden grow. Hoping for a windfall doesn't prevent poverty. Cursing blizzards or droughts doesn't change the weather. Wishing doesn't make it so. It would be instructive to check the majors of students drawn to today's fashionable campus demonstrations. Engineering, chemistry, biology, physics, and other hard sciences are undoubtedly underrepresented. Students in those fields must apply rigorous and unremitting logic to unlock reality's mysteries, hard and demanding work. In those fields must apply, I just totally fucked that up. I'll read it again. Students in those fields must apply rigorous and unremitting logic to unlock reality's mysteries, hard and demanding work, or they drift to other disciplines. Those who succeed learn to check their feelings at the door. If they think at all about their epistemological, I think that's right, epistemological opposites raising a ruckus across campus, it's probably with a mixture of wonder and contempt. And I'm sure somebody in my comment section will break that word down for me. Abandon reason and one emotion demonstrate or dominates. Fear. Scared people are not rational. They'll buy virtually anything that promises to alleviate their fear. Every totalitarian, every proponent of curtailing freedom knows this. It's the equivalent of the smoking hot babe. Fear sells government. How will gun control or confiscation stop criminals, who by definition don't observe laws, from shooting up schools, churches, movie theaters, and other places where people peacefully assemble? Those places are generally gun-free zones. Wouldn't it be better if the shooter weren't assured that nobody would fire back so that maybe they'd think twice? The gun controllers ignore such questions. Something must be done now, they screech. Pass more law so we'll all feel safer. Anytime someone sells a law touting its benefits for all, it's a rock solid bet the only beneficiary will be the government. Fear is not confined to one part of the political spectrum. It sold the Patriot Act and the gargantuan defense budgets, global military intervention, the surveillance state, the militarization of local police departments, and all manner of regulatory intrusion and extortion. Tell people you're protecting them and you can do damn well whatever you want to them. It's doubtful Americans will figure out, even as they are herded into protective and preventative detention facilities, aka concentration camps. You can't be too safe. Reason is the toughest sell out there. As the advertisers know, what passes for reason is usually emotion-based rationalization. Yet, reason wins. It has an unbeatable ally, reality, the anchor for those who live their lives guided by their intellects rather than their emotions. Remember the tears, screaming, and general hysteria after Trump won the election. Imagine when our system, built as it is on wishful thinking, finally collapses. Imagine confronting these historical or hysterical creatures. Your family and your friends saw what was coming, and you are damn, man. Imagine confronting these historical creatures. You, your family, and friends saw what was coming and are riding off the storm. They are screaming, demanding that you take care of them. However, you have the firearms they eschewed. So demand is all they can do. Imagine how we feel, they screamed. You stare at them with complete indifference. Nobody gives a shit how you feel. Collapse will have its compensations. Hope everyone has a great day. Kill the state and live free.